I'm getting ready to grow and harvest some microgreens, and the night before you start planting you have to soak your seeds overnight if you're doing sunflower seeds. And I'm going to do 2 trays like this of sunflower seed, and I do 6 ounces per tray. So I'm going to do 12 ounces. That's 12 ounces of seed. So what you want to do is weigh out your 12 ounces, and then you want to rinse it off real good. So I put it in a strainer. I rinse my seed thoroughly. Then I have a tote that I use for soaking it. So I put the seed in the tote, add some water, and you need to soak it for 12 hours or overnight. In the morning I'll rinse it again before I plant it. So now that we've soaked them overnight, we're going to put them back in the strainer, and we're going to rinse them one more time and get them ready to be planted. I've washed all of my containers with hot soapy water to get them so they're ready. And I've got my soil ready so I can fill my containers. It doesn't take only maybe an inch of soil in each container, and there's a lot of different types of soil that you can use to grow your microgreens in. I'm going to use a mushroom compost on the bottom and just a thin layer to give it a little bit extra nutrition, and some peat moss on the top. You can use, there's non-soil coconut husk you can use to grow in. They have grow mats. You can do it hydroponically. There's a lot of different options, and I think maybe for different seeds, different things might work better. Just have to experiment and see what works best for you. The non-soil stuff is cleaner, but I prefer to grow in soil. I've tried different stuff, and my preference at this point is soil. So this is my mushroom compost. I'm just gonna put, and these flats, there's one that has holes in it and one that doesn't, so that it can drain. And you can use all different kinds of containers. I've seen people use to-go containers, smaller ones, or these. You can make your own, however you want to do it. Anyways, I'm going to take some of this mushroom compost and just kind of fill the bottom of the tray. And like I said, you only need probably an inch. And what I use for leveling things up, I just have a 2x4 that I use to kind of get things leveled up a little bit in my trays. And for pressing my seeds, it's just kind of something I find convenient. You don't have to do it that way. Then you've got your peat moss here. We're gonna put a layer of it. Once I get this all in here, I'm gonna kind of wet it down before I put my seed in also. And it's good to try and get everything kind of leveled up before you plant your seed. Alright, so now we have our tray ready to be watered and planted. So I've got all the soil in, and I've wet the soil down a little bit. Now while you're growing these, a good way to tell if they need watered or if they're too dry or too wet is just by picking them up. And you'll have to kind of check over time, but you'll get to where if they're heavier, you know you've probably watered too much, or if they're light, you'll know you need to water more. And it just takes a little practice to get that right. Now, this is a broccoli seed. And broccoli, for these trays, you need 1 ounce of seed. We're gonna put 1 ounce of seed. Time out, time out. Okay, so we're gonna put our 1 ounce of seed. I was just a hair shy, so I had to grab some of their seed real quick. Okay, there's 1 ounce of seed. And I weigh that out, and then the way that I've started doing it, and you don't have to do it this way necessarily, but it works pretty good for me, is I take that ounce of seed in my funnel and I put it into this jar that has some openings on it like so. And it makes the seed distribution. Oh, there you go. Okay. Now just go around the edges. I like to go around the edges first and spread the seed. And then through the middle. Very good. And just keep going until you're out of seed. Try to get it spread out as evenly as possible. Got a nice layer of seed. I like to take and just mist that seed. I've already watered the soil, but I'm gonna mist the seed one more time, just so that it all gets nice and wet. And these you don't have to pre-soak, they're a smaller seed. A lot of times with smaller seed, it seems like with the broccoli and with the kale, it takes 1 ounce of seed for this size of a tray. And that grows a nice thick crop. Once you get it all misted really good, you can take your 2x4 or whatever you have and just kind of press it into the soil a little bit. Now you don't want to put soil on top of your seed, or else it's going to make your microgreens dirtier and harder to keep clean. It'll bring the soil up with it. So you just put that seed right on top, and then you just tap it down into the soil. And then we will repeat with, I'm gonna do kale also, another tray. But we're gonna do, now this is enough sunflower to do 2 trays. So we're gonna split it in half. We're just gonna take the sunflower by hand, the sunflower seeds that we soaked for 12 hours overnight. And we're gonna spread it all through your tray. Try and get a kind of an even layer. Now try not to push it into your soil too much. And make sure you get a good seed all around your edges. And then we're gonna take, kind of like to use this for leveling my seed out with these ones, because they're a little bigger, so you can just kind of pull back and forth across, so any clumps of seed kind of get pushed out a little bit. And then you can take and tap it just like you did with the broccoli seed. And now it's ready. Okay, we have got all our soil in, our seed in, we've misted them and compacted them, and now we are going to stack them. So I take them out. I leave the bottom one in with the bottom tray, but I take the next one and leave the bottom tray out for now and stack it. I'm gonna stack all 4 of my trays on top of each other. And they're gonna be left like this for the next couple days. I'll check them, make sure if they need watered, I'll probably mist them maybe once a day with my spray bottle. And once you get these all stacked on top of each other like this, I like to take one, and I've tried it, stacking it and not stacking it, and it definitely seems like there's a benefit to stacking them. They grow, seems like, more evenly. And I encourage everyone to try different ways, experiment with all this. This is just what I've found works. And then I have a couple rocks even that I put on for a little extra weight to kind of keep things compacted. And after a couple of days, I will put them under my lights and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.